purpose into a brand's DNA is now the fastest growing movement in business.
A social entrepreneur and expert in business for purpose, Jeremy speaks globally on business as a force for good and the importance of investing in women and girls. So Jeremy built I equals change, the first tech platform of its kind. I equals change has grown into Australia's fastest growing social enterprise tech startup, creating positive change across 14 countries, impacting the lives of over 90,000 people and counting.
Can I ask you to raise your hand if there's a social or environmental issue that you're very passionate about? Raise the other hand if you'd love to see business become the solution to that issue which you care so much about.
Just been totally inspired by Jeremy's talk. He's raised some really important issues for me to think about.
Consumers are increasingly demanding transparency in this space. They want to know if we stand for something as businesses and as individuals, we're committed to it. Consumers will become your greatest ambassadors. How can you bridge this gap in your lives and in your businesses?
Really inspiring presentation today.
Great presentation. The whole notion of purpose really fits into the core values of what we stand for.
I think we can all recognise that look of hope, that look of dreams in the eyes of a young girl. Yet my heart broke because I knew that her potential would be forever held back. I went to speak to Indian journalists. And it's funny, I think the guy in the orange, he was all smiles when I walked in. I think he thought I was a cricket player. Until he realised I was actually there to talk about men's violence against women. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because this became my why. And the fact that you put your hand up, you have your why. You have that issue you're passionate about. As Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world.
We are consumers, we have power. Let's make the world a better place. So thank you, Jeremy.
Collective power of individuals changing the world was the most fantastic message.
You know those ideas that we all have? For me, it seems to happen around 3 in the morning. Most of the time, you should just go back to sleep and forget about it. And it was an idea that I call one of radical transparency. I thought, wow, what if we could somehow use our family olive oil business to give back? What if we could show in real time the impact on communities? As simple as this idea was, it hadn't been done. We have partnered with extraordinary brands and retailers. Our NGO partners are working across 14 countries, and I'm so excited to be able to share the impact we've been able to create so far using the power of business is helping change the lives for over 135,000 women and girls.
Looking around the audience as you were speaking, and they were all just riveted to their chairs, the screens, and your messages. So it was really a great session.
Millennials have $2.5 trillion in spending power. They're very alert to disingenuous marketing. I think all of us in the room can relate to this. We want to be authentically engaged on a journey beyond product. 93% of millennials say they want to support brands that give back. Most brands do relatively nothing, and most consumers are saying, hey, what do you stand for? Consumers are actually spending less but curating tribes around the brands that resonate with their values. We're also spending more on experiences. Now, this is important to understand.
I want to thank you for your presentation.
Really inspirational and well-tailored speech to our audience.
Laima Gwalbi, the Liberian women's rights activist, gathered all the women in her community and she said, we are going to go down to Parliament House and we're going to barricade the men in. We're going to actually sit in front of the door so you can't get out until you guys work out a solution. They thought it was hilarious. They didn't work out a solution. So you know what they did? They took all their clothes off. These incredible women, African lionesses, they sat down naked in the foyer of Parliament House in Liberia, and these men were so shocked and so embarrassed and so traumatised because these women sat there for days that they went back in and they signed a peace accord. The country is now in peace. This is the power that we have to change our world. Our clients want to know your purpose. Align your values with theirs, engage them in your purpose, and you will have thriving businesses.
Thank you so much, Jeremy, for your fantastic talk today. Very inspirational for our young dietitians and even us older ones, I have to admit, in terms of how we can do things better and how we can really be authentic in our practice. It was a wonderful talk.